Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Story Time with Grandma Pat. And today our book is called Luca Learns to Swim. And it's by Shrewsbury and illustrated by Kat Drayton. And here's what our book looks like. Can you see that? A family swim lesson companion. All right, let's see what we've got here. Every year, youngsters all over the world begin the exciting adventure of learning how to swim. This is the story of one of these children, a boy. And let's see. His name must be Luca. So let's see, what is his name? That's a beautiful swimming pool. His name is Luca. Luca loves being in the water. He loves splashing and playing around in the shallow areas. There's Luca, and he loves being in the water. Luca also spent a lot of time watching his older brothers as they swam and played in the deep end of the water. It looked like so much fun. Luca wondered if he would ever be able to join them. You see, he hadn't learned to swim. And one day, he promised himself, I'm going to be able to swim just like them. So he wants to be able to swim just like his big brothers in the deep end of the pool. Then one night at the dinner table, Luca's father said, Luca, guess what? We have some great news. We signed you up for swim lessons and you start tomorrow. Luca became so excited that he dropped his fork. He thought, boy, I'm finally going to learn how to swim. He also began to feel a little worried. What if it's too hard and I can't do it? Luca's parents noticed that he looked a little scared. So his dad said to him, I can see you're nervous. And you know what? That's normal. Almost everyone feels that way when they start something new. All your brothers were nervous at first, and look what great swimmers they are now. We know you will do well. Besides, it will be a lot of fun. And here they are, the family sitting around the dinner table, and they're talking about swimming lessons for Luca. That night, Luca dreamt he was diving off the diving board. He dreamt he was picking up toys from the bottom of the pond or the pool. And he dreamt he was playing with his brothers in the deep end. And when he woke up the next morning, he was so excited he could hardly wait for his lessons to begin. So here he is. He's dreaming and he's waking up because this is the day he's going to start his swimming lessons. While driving to the pool, although Luca looked excited, his mom could see he was a bit uneasy as well. So she told Luca some funny stories about his brothers' first swimming lessons. And she reminded Luca of when his oldest brother, Charlie, was so nervous that he put his swimming suit on inside out and backwards. This made Luca laugh, and before he knew it, they had arrived at the pool. And this is Luca's mom telling him a story about his older brother. So Luca isn't scared by himself. Everybody is fearful when they first learn how to do something new. Luca and his mom walked into the swimming area for his first lesson. He stopped, he took a long look across the water and thought, wow, that pool is huge. I don't think I'll ever be able to swim across it. And as you can see, that is a big pool. Let's see. Luca's going to learn how to swim. After Luca changed into his swimsuit, he and his mom sat down in the bleachers to wait for his lesson to begin. He noticed other children around the pool taking lessons and wondered what he was going to be asked to do that day. And just then, a young lady with a big smile walked up, knelt next to Luca, and said, "Hi, Luca. My name is Angela. I'm your instructor. Let's go to the steps in the shallow end so we can get started." Luca liked her right away and smiled back as bravely as he could. And here he is. He's meeting Angela, the lady that's going to teach him how to swim. Angela took Luca gently by the hand, and they walked to the edge of the pool to sit down and talk. She said, "You know, Luca, it's fantastic that you want to learn to swim. However, before we begin, I must ask you to do one thing for me." "What?" Luca asked cautiously. "Will you promise me that you'll do your very best during your lesson? That is how you will learn to swim." "Okay," answered Luca. Angela could tell that he was ready to become a swimmer, so they stepped into the pool to begin his first lesson. And there they are. She made him promise that he was going to do his very best. And now they're sitting on the side of the pool, ready for him to go in. First, Angela asked Luca to blow some bubbles in the water. He did that with ease. "Great," she said. Next, Angela asked Luca to put his face in the water, and he was able to do that too. "Good job," she cheered. "Now see if you can bend your knees and put your whole head under the water." Oh my goodness. Soon Luca was doing that easily as well. Angela said, "I can see you really do want to learn to swim. Now let's try something new." Angela asked Luca to put his head back under the water, and this time to open his eyes. It took a few tries, but the last time he came back up, he had a huge smile on his face and proudly told Angela that was easy. So here he is doing the things that Angela is asking him to do so that he can learn to swim like his brothers or better than his brothers. Then Angela took some diving toys and placed them on the steps. "Now," she said, "show me all you've learned. Put your head under the water, open your eyes, bend your knees, and pick up the toys one at a time." When Luca came up with the last toy in his hand, he was grinning from ear to ear. "That was really fun. Can I do it again?" "You bet," Angela replied, and he did. Finally, Angela and Luca took a dip under the water while she gently held him. Luca thought it was funny, looking at Angela's face through the bubbles. And when they came back up, his first lesson was over. Luca could not believe how much fun he was having. Angela could see how proud Luca was. So she invited his mom to join them and see the new skills he had learned. And that day, then with Angela's help and encouragement, Luca showed his mom everything he had done. "Wow, I'm so proud of you." That's what his mom said as she lovingly wrapped him up in his towel and when he stepped out of the pool. And here he is. Mom is holding his big towel to just wrap him up and make him warm and cozy. before he puts his clothes on to go home. Luca was now well on his way to becoming a swimmer, just like his brothers. But he still had a few more skills to learn before he would be pool safe and able to swim well. And over the next few weeks, Luca and his mom went for several more lessons, and each time, Angela would have Luca begin by repeating the skills he had already learned. Then she would teach him a few new ones. By the time he reached his last lesson, Luca had learned so much. Luca could float and glide along the surface of the pool with his face in the water. He floated on his back with confidence. Look at that. Luca has really learned a lot. Have you all learned to swim yet? We took all of my grandchildren to swimming lessons. He could eagerly jump into the deep end, tread water, swim back to the side of the pool all by himself. He could swim underwater, pick up toys from the bottom of the pool, just like he had dreamed of. He could swim using his arms and legs at the same time. He learned how to breathe while swimming longer distances. And here he is. He learned so many things from Angela about how to swim and what do you do so that he could be safe in the water. Finally, with all the confidence and skills he had gained, Luca was able to swim from one side of the pool to the other. This made Luca happiest of all. "I can swim now, just like my brothers can," he shouted to his mom. "Yes, you can," exclaimed Mom. "We are all so proud of you. We knew you could do it. Now we know you're pool safe." So now Mom's not afraid that he may go jump in the pool and drown. He knows a little bit about swimming and safety in a pool, but I'm sure he also knows that a grown-up has to be there when he's swimming. So Mom or Dad or somebody bigger than Luca is always going to be with him at the pool. And when you go swimming, there should always be someone with you at the pool or in the water. After climbing out of the pool, Luca gave Angela a huge hug and said goodbye. Then, as he and his mom were walking to the car, Luca stopped and took one final look across the water and thought, that pool wasn't so big and scary after all. And that's the end of our book. He was able to swim across that big pool. He could go under the water and pick up toys from the bottom. And he could feel safe in the pool now because he could swim all the way across, just like his big brothers can. Wow, boys and girls, that was a nice story. The story of Luca learning to swim. So when you learn to swim, there's going to be a story for you also. Thank you for joining me in Story Time with Grandma Pat. See you tomorrow.